Hey fellow patriots, Bravo Echo here from Hope for Survival YouTube. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're having a good weekend and you're having a blessed Sunday. It's rather bleak out there. A lot of negative news continues pouring in from economics, crime, housing, natural disasters, fires, hurricanes, droughts, and so forth. Pretty much everywhere you turn, you're getting nothing but negative news, aren't you? You shouldn't be surprised for numerous reasons. It's very easy to feel like you wake up and you're in the middle of a storm and there's a cloudburst hanging over your head. And you're probably asking yourself at times, will it get any better? No, it won't get any better. We knew this, we have known it, and it's going to continue to get worse. That's how it's supposed to work out, right? And if you pay attention to numbers, even though we're being told that unemployment's better, the cost of living's better, it's actually not. Crime rates are up, suicide rates are up, drug deaths are up, number of people being evicted from their homes is up, interest rates are up, cost of living's up, and it goes on and on and on. So ask yourself, how is it getting better? I look at the county that I live in, where the average income is about $24,000 a year, and then I look at the number that came out last week, maybe week before, saying that in the last 12 months, the increases in food, fuel, and taxes and everything else, it's costing the average family about $5,000 more per year to live. So if you figure $24,000 a year, take away $5,000, you're down to $19,000, and you might pay some taxes. So we'll say you're in the neighborhood of $16,000, $17,000. Now you got to pay rent, pay mortgage maybe. Hopefully you have a fixed rate on your mortgage loan. Increased fuel costs to get to and from work. Food, back to school, if you have children, utilities, heating, medicinal, paying for health care, and it's no wonder that many of the personal rates for suicide, drugs, crime, it's no wonder these rates are up. People are trying to survive, and they have nowhere to turn, and actually they probably feel like they're up against the wall. So it's pretty depressing out there, isn't it? The thing that I would say to you, if you have been following Hope for Survival from the beginning of the last 4.5 years, one of the things we've always said to you, 1 is none, 2 is 1, and 3 is better. And that's always having a backup plan to your primary, no matter what it is, whether it's a piece of equipment, your plans, and so forth. I have repeatedly beat the word plans, beat it silly. And there's a reason that I have beat it silly. Is you gotta have plans, and every time you see these depressing news stories, you need to ask yourself, even if you're sitting in a comfortable position, do you have plans and alternative plans for these things that many around you are facing? Some of you may be facing the same thing as well. There's folks who live payday to payday. There's folks who might have a little extra. There's folks who might have a little extra to plan for emergencies, and there may be those who are a little more comfortable. But all these things can change on a moment's notice. Your balloon may bust. And you got to ask yourself, if it would happen to you, how would you get around it to survive? You see, the picture is bleak, and so much of this bleakness is not happening by accident. It is planned. And if you have read Agenda 2030 and you followed along Agenda 21 and Wilderness Corridor up to Agenda 2030, so much of this stuff was in writing. It's been sitting out there. It's been sitting out there for years, and basically everyone ignored it. And then when you got in tune with someone who was telling you about it, maybe it went in one ear and out the other, or it just didn't seem realistic. Why the system that you've trusted your whole life, why the system would want to crush you to the point you lose your home. And now you have either nowhere to go or you have to move in with family. It is pushing people out of their comfort zones to the point of having to depend on a system that is bankrupt. You see, the goal is to move people out of the rural and much of the suburban areas and put them into the urban areas, into stacked boxes, maybe 400 square feet, into a society of controlled transportation, controlled movement, controlled access to your funds, controlled access to what you eat. And if you don't play by the rules, it will control your ability to move around. I'm not making this up. I'm telling you because I read it. And it's been provided to many of you over the course of years. We talked about things 4 years ago, mind control, AI, and things of that nature. We talked about it, and we shared it, and it seemed far-fetched at the time. This is crazy talk. Well, it is so crazy that it's actually here now. So think of it on the bright side. As negative as it is, you've got to be able to keep your spenders up, and you've got to continue to motivate yourself to go forth. No matter how negative it is, what they're doing, what they're trying to do, you have got to stay strong and think of it on the bright side. What is the bright side of all the negatives? It is the fact that you are aware and that you started preparing sometime in the past, whether it was years ago or in the last 5 years since we all met. We have been trying to share and educate people during this period of time. Nearly 600 articles on the website, the Hope for Survival website, nearly 100 YouTube videos, 115 Zoom sessions, teaching, guest speakers talking on specific topics, teaching classes in person, helping people build community teams so you can work together. The information has been there. The question is how hard you've tried to work it to put yourself in a better place. And I'm telling you, I've told you before, this is not easy. It is tough. It is almost a full-time job. Trying to better position yourself, your family, and those around you. It is very difficult. I continue having conversations several times a week of individuals who are still blinded, and they think that everything is okay and everything's going to be fine. It's not. It's not supposed to be fine. You understand? It's just new to us. It is taking us out of our comfort zones on many of us who've worked their entire life and tried to position ourselves and our family to go into retirement. And at this point in life, it's like the rug's being pulled from under us. And Now it is up to us individually to psychologically adjust our mindset, which we've talked about. Recognize there's rough roads ahead, and how we're going to go into it. Many of you may have a certain amount of food, water, shelter, but a lot of this is psychological. And how you handle it mentally is going to be equally important to you. Everyone gets in a safe place. We all do, you know. But if things change drastically and you have to up and out of where you're at, do you have an alternate plan? What if you have a disaster of some sort that hits your current bug-in location and you have everything stored there and you lose it all? What is your plan? You don't want to lose your home. No one wants you to lose your home. I don't want to lose my home. But I have to give thought to the world we're living in today. It's like everything is now fair game. Just look around at all the events that have occurred just to Americans in the last 5 years that have been life-changing to where they were at and where they are now. So, as heavy as the burden may seem on you, on all of us, we have to keep reminding ourselves that we individually, we are the pillar of the foundation of keeping stability and holding it together. Because no matter what we know today, tomorrow may change. And there may be something else added on to the heavy load that we're already toting. I know you can do it. You just got to know you can do it. And if you're troubled with this, wake up every morning and stand in front of the mirror. Look at yourself. Be honest with yourself. And ask yourself, if not me, then who? If it's not you, who is willing to carry the load? Who is going to do it for you? And it may be you plus one, or you plus a family, or you plus a team, a community. But now is the time that you got to make that decision if you haven't already. You know, you just don't let it put you in a hole psychologically, because it will, and it can, and it's only going to continue to add on to where you're at now. Okay, but the sun's going to come up. You're going to go through the next day, hopefully, and you've got to take the bull by the horns, and you've got to push this thing forward. Okay, it's not a race; it's a marathon, and you've got to, if you haven't, you've got to work on plans. You've got to sit down and think, or when you're driving. If I'm alone, I probably spend most of my driving hours thinking and running the what if. What if this happens? What if that happens? What is my plan? What is my backup plan? Who is around me that if I can't do it, I can turn to that can help me? This is why when we talk about building teams or communities, it's so important to find people who you have vetted that they have numerous skills that can help you. Okay, the time together to bond and build that trust factor and learn skills, do things together. You know, we've talked about earlier having a community garden, having community cookouts, and things of that nature. To know those who are around you. Okay. And you will find that even even on days where the load seems heavy, being around these individuals who are like-minded and who you trust, um, you're going to find this time enjoyable. It's productive time, but it's quality time, and we all need those quality minutes and quality hours in our day and in our week. Take a break, take a few hours off and set up, grab dinner. I have folks that are from within Hope for Survival, and when I go on the road and go to different areas, different states, I get with them because I want to spend time with them and hear and see how they're doing. But it's also like a vitamin to me, getting to be with people I have bonded with over time. Okay, so do those things. Try to do those things for yourself. Just while the news gets negative, more negative daily, and people are trying to scam each other and take what you have from you, and go reverse course and build a stronger human link, arm to arm, with those who are around you, who can help hold you up when you need held up. Okay, so if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, Hope for Survival, please consider doing so and help us grow and help us share and help us get our message out. The world is negative out there. It is looking bleak, but we are trying to continue to have a message of hope. And even though I'm seeing you through a camera and on YouTube, many of you I know in person, I say to you to keep the faith and don't give up. Okay? Email, you can reach out, text me, call me. There's many times in the evenings when an email comes into me that someone's had a rough day. I've had a rough day, and I get words of encouragement and words of hope from you. They're important, and they mean a lot. They're not just a piece of paper. And those of you that I know, you're not just a name. You're a human being. And what you do and how well you do it to benefit you for what's ahead is important to me. Okay? So always know that. So again, if you like, hit like, leave a comment if you would like, subscribe if you haven't, and take care, be blessed. Make sure you hydrate this coming week. It's going to be brutally hot in many of the southeastern region and states. Take care of yourself, and don't be doing strenuous activity in the heat unless someone knows. Remember the buddy system, that someone always knows where you're at and what you're doing so they can check on you. It's very important. Okay? So be blessed, and until next time, Bravo Echo out.